And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Awareness. If you'll just take a deep breath and relax deep into your chair. I'm Rev Davine Young, and I have the pleasure and honor of leading us into the silence, just raising our awareness of the One. And so as we take a deep breath and just release all that's come before, our feet planted firmly on the ground, and just sinking into that support. It is in this morning's meditation that I invite you to contemplate just that free flying joy of spirit. Whatever that feeling is that gives you that feeling of freedom, that feeling of absolute joy. This is the presence of the One. That joyous feeling that rises from your feet all the way up to the base of your skull. And sometimes we raise our hands in praise. And for me, that feeling of freedom is evoked by the Winter Olympics. That freedom of being on a ski and soaring through the air, or doing turns and spins on the ice. Just pure, exuberant joy. God is source and God is supply. And there is an unlimited supply of freedom and joy if we just tap in from within. And so, as your body is still, allow your spirit to soar. And we'll sit in this moment of contemplation, of freedom, and of joy. And come back to your breath. Always come back to your breath. We are raising that Kundalini spirit of joy and freedom. Feeling the life force moving from your toes all the way through to the top of your head and just out into the vast universe. Freedom and joy. And so we slowly just bring that energy back in. Pull it in and hold it in your heart. Just feel that energy of joy and freedom flowing into your head and down into your heart. From within to without, from without to within. And we come back to center. Back to center, focusing on that heart, focusing on your breath. That life force is always just there within, waiting to be recognized. And so, as you roll your shoulders, open your eyes, a big release and drop. We just know that it is. It always is right there. Freedom and joy. And we simply say, and so it is. Namaste.
Good morning, CSA. How are you doing this morning? I'm so grateful to be here. It's always wonderful to be in your presence. It really is. Just makes my week, my month, my year, everything. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. Withholding nothing. I give you all of me. 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 Sweet Spirit, my Savior, forever. I give you all of me. I give you all of me. Sweet Spirit, my Savior, forever. I give you all of me. Surrender all to you. Everything I give to you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We're so glad that you're here today on this day, this beautiful day, this wonderful day. It's more beautiful for some than others, but it's our intention to make it as beautiful for everyone. whatever that chain is that's blocking that beauty, let's break that chain today. Hopefully you'll sing along with this. It says, there is power.
There is power in the name of Spirit. There is power in the name of Spirit. There is power in the name of Spirit to break every chain. Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain, break every chain, break every chain.
And there is love.
There is love in the name of Spirit. There is love in the name of Spirit.
Today, as we need to seal this divide in our country and seal this divide in some of our hearts, where we can become closer and more loving to each other. This is America. This is the land of the free. This is the land for you, the land for me, the land for us, the land for all of us together. Not one person, not one type of person, not one type of belief, not one type of love, but all of that. All that God has given to us in the form of a gift called life. God said this gift is for you to live together abundantly and lovingly as a family. Not as opposition, not as opponents, not as competition, not as anything other than love. And I want to encourage you today to love and heal and use that power of God to break those chains that divide us in this country, in this world, and bring us closer together. Bring us so much more in love with each other, in tune with the one that says we are all one. We are all God's children, no matter how you believe it. Let's break those chains. Come on. I hear those chains falling, yeah. I hear those chains falling, yeah. I hear those chains falling, yeah. So break every chain, to break every chain, 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 break every chain. Come on. To break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Feel it in your heart last time. Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Now it's time to send our little ones back. They get so excited, they're already gone. But we're going to sing for them anyway and sing for that little one inside our hearts as well.
Spirit loves us
I see you moving. I'm praising my way through. Hey, just to be closer to you. Hey, 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 come on. I'm chasing after you. Here we go. More and more. More and more. More and You don't have to sit down. You're already standing up. Go ahead, stand up. Clap your hands and make a joyful noise. Let's have some fun in here today. Because that's another one of God's gifts for us. Fun, life, happiness. Sing along with us. You ready? Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. Just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here we go, come on. I'm in the right place at the right time. Are you sure? I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. Just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Now we're going to do an affirmation. It says, my soul is welcome here. I want to hear everybody in this place sing along and own that. You ready? Here we go. My soul is welcome here. I want you to know
My soul is welcome
that you are welcome right here.
My soul is welcome
And in case there was any doubt,
My soul is welcome
this cements it. Say it.
My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Here we go.
Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yeah,
All right, I want to say welcome to Mitch, Lily, Kayla, Sheba, Rebecca, Jerry, Barbara, Roseanne, and all of you beautiful people. Thank you so much.
Good morning, church. God is good when? I'm so glad to have you in the church that Love is building here in West Sacramento. I always like to remind myself what kind of a church you're in. You're in a church with many, many, many beliefs, and they all boil down to these four. The four beliefs are these. Number one is that God is all there is. There's no oppositional power to that power. There's no external evil. There's no external devil. Now, you and I know there's plenty evil and plenty of devilishness in this world, but we believe it starts and stops right here in the minds of human beings. The second belief that we have is that all thought is creative and influential. And as a result of that, we're thoughtful what kind of thinking that we do around here. We don't beat ourselves up. If we have a thought that doesn't work, we simply put in a new thought and keep marching on. We're not a shaming tribe. We're not a blaming tribe. We're put in a new thought, keep moving. The third belief that we have gets a little tougher, and that's that everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love. None, zip. And sometimes calls for love can come ugly, sometimes they can come clumsy, but if we can return love to them, we can transform that moment and begin to transform the planet. The last belief that we have, that we hold on to with all of our heart and all of our mind, is that you are whole, perfect, and complete just as you are right this second. There may be some behaviors you want to change, some attitudes you want to get rid of, but at your essence, you are whole, perfect, and complete. So knowing that that's a welcome any church we're in, I'd like to just welcome anybody here for their second visit. If this is your second visit, would you just raise your hand because our ushers have a gift for you? So glad you came back. And now, before we get to first-time visitors, I just want to welcome anybody who's having a birthday in the month of February. If February is your birthday month, will you stand up because our ushers have a gift for you? February birthday people, so glad to have you here.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Your birthday, any birthday that you are recovering from an addiction, whatever that addiction might be. If February is your addiction recovery month, would you honor us by standing and letting us give you a gift?
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Fabulous. All right. And now I'd like to welcome any first-time visitors. If this is your first time at CSA, you are in for a treat. First-time visitors, so glad. Raise your hand.
So glad you came to celebrate Spirit. You are welcome here. We hope this isn't your last time. Anytime you're passing by, you are welcome here. So glad you came. Feel free to worship and celebrate Spirit's name. So glad you came to celebrate Spirit. You are welcome here.
Welcome to Marcia, Jermaine, Janice, Sherry, and Pamela.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Leah Eldridge, and I am one of your Board of Directors members. Good morning, everybody. Won't you join me in reciting the Center's mission statement? It's up on the wall behind me or in your bulletin. The Center for Spiritual Awareness is a diverse and caring community in which we share spiritual nourishment and celebrate all paths to God through the principles of science of mind. CSA Traveling Lunch Bunch has scheduled their next lunch at Bangkok Garden Thai Cuisine. It's Thursday, February 15th. I'll take your word. I know, okay. How about this one? The CSA Adventure Ministry is hiking the Johnny Cash Trail on Saturday, February the 12th. Flyers for both of these are available out in the lobby and in Brooks Hall. Silence, Meditation, Music, and Movement Workshop is Saturday, March the 19th. Flyers for that one are in the lobby. And we will be having a memorial service for our dear Bonnie Ray Supnet. It's scheduled for this Saturday at noon. And Tim Garcia, there he is.
Thank you, Leah. My name is Tim Garcia. I'm a member of your board of trustees as well as the succession team. And just wanted to give you an important reminder about the succession process that has begun this week, has begun this morning with Reverend Davine. Each of you in your bulletins should have a feedback form. So we encourage you to fill that out, not just for the sermon today and Reverend Davine's talk. She also has a workshop this afternoon at 1:30, which we encourage you all to participate. It's another opportunity for you to take in and receive her spiritual wisdom, but gently and caringly fill out the evaluation forms. You can do one for each of these events. They are not votes, but they rather will inform the succession team as well as the board of directors as we go through this process and choose our next senior minister. For those of you watching online, we appreciate you as well. And so there is a link at the top underneath where it says to donate. You can click see more, and there's a link to a SurveyMonkey version of the form. So please fill out the evaluation forms. Your feedback is essential as we go through this process. And thank you.
Thank you, Tim. All right, so today Reverend Davine will be presenting a workshop called Slay Your Inner Dragon, Ageism is Real. Whether you're 20 and feel like you aren't taken seriously, or 70 and are reinventing yourself and feel like you still won't be taken seriously, let's take a look at the beliefs and the mindsets we have that may get in the way of feeling valued and seen. And that'll be after the questions and the pizza. We are now offering prayer. We are still offering prayer after service here in the front. Please take a row in the front seats directly in front of me, and a practitioner will call for you. Only vaccinated practitioners are offering this service at this time. And now is a great time to turn off your devices. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Just a couple of more announcements. February, as all of you know, is Black History Month. Our beloved Dr. Mary Bell, one of our practitioners, has made a crossword puzzle. And I have copies of this crossword puzzle out there in the lobby. It's a lot of fun. So pick one up, celebrate Black History Month with us. The other announcement is that, let's hear it for Dr. Bell. It's also 50-50 raffle time. So if you were here last week, you heard my confession. We have lost all of the little stubs from the tickets that we sold 2 years ago. We think that they were stolen when we were broken into. And because I've turned this place truly upside down looking for those stubs. So here's what we're doing. If you have your stub, bring it in, and we will be happy to give you another ticket. If you paid by credit card or check, we have a list of your names over there, so we know you bought a ticket. If you don't have any of that, and you bought by cash and you can't find your ticket, come over there, tell us you need a ticket, and we're going to give it to you. It's on the honor system. We're going to believe you. Just get a ticket and join in. If you did not buy a ticket and you would like to participate and perhaps win $10,000 on April 10th, you can go over there and buy a ticket. It's $100 per ticket. We're only selling 200 tickets, so your chances of winning are excellent. So we encourage you to do that. All right. Let us fill up the rest of these seats with beings of light that are in our heart today for whatever reason. Maybe somebody's in your heart today because they're not feeling well, or it's the anniversary of a crossing over. Maybe it's a beloved pet you're thinking of. Whatever you're thinking of, would you please bring their name up and speak it aloud as I light this memory candle? Eleanor, Emma, Avery, Miles, Jesus, I light this candle in their name and in the name of peace everywhere. And now it's time to anchor ourselves in prayer. So as I sound my bowl 3 times, I invite you to allow the tone of this bowl to take you deep into that place where no harm has ever come. Deep into that place where you know and you know you know you are whole, perfect, and complete.
I need to be still. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. The world starts to push and shove me. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When the world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
It's on this glorious day, this day of celebration, this day of joy, that I recognize that one power and presence that is right here where I am. That presence is. It is everywhere present. It is known as the Buddha, Yamaya, Jesus, the Christ. That presence is known as God, its spirit. It is eternal. It is always and all-knowing. And I am that spirit of love and joy and peace. I am that spirit of celebration. And each person here is joy, peace, love, and celebration. And I speak my word today as we lift up Centers for Spiritual Awareness and bless the words of Rev Davine that lifts and inspires, encourages each and every heart. We just know that on this journey, this is a journey of joy. It's a journey of celebration. It is a journey that is a blessing to each and every person. And so just knowing that today's service, the music, the fellowship, each person in service, I'm just so grateful for it all. Grateful for those words of love, grateful for that inspiration, grateful for that upliftment, grateful for this community, grateful because this celebration is a celebration of the continuation of this community. Yes, yes. that this community will continue to share its love out throughout the universe. This community is a community that is love rising. It is joy rising. Yes, yes. And so just knowing that Reverend Davine uplifts each and every person, shares the wisdom, I know that that's the truth of all that is. I'm grateful for that truth. And I release this word into the law, knowing that it is already done. And together we say, and so it is, so it is. Good morning, Centers for Spiritual Wellness. It is so good to see everyone. I am a staff minister here. My name is Reverend Mignon Pollard, and I have in my hand, an affirmation. I'll read it through once, and then if you are able, I'll ask you to rise and state it with me. Today, I will give every moment of my full attention and love. I focus on these moments that allow me to feel hopeful. Please rise. It's behind us. Here we go. Today, I will give every moment of my full attention and love. I focus on these moments that allow me to feel hopeful. And so it is.
Good morning. I'm practitioner Michael Coleman, and today's sacred reading is from Dr. Mignon Pollard. God is all there is, and all there is God. God is infinitely good, prosperous, complete. God takes care of the flowers, the birds, animals in the jungle, the tiniest of animals and whales. God has shown up in my life over and over again, whether it was a simple cup of coffee offered at an airport by a stranger, or winning $100 on a scratch ticket for my very first time ever buying one. God is there large and God is there small. God has placed into my life people who at just the right time offered to cook dinner, and it wasn't so much the food as the company I needed. God provides for needs I don't think I have until they are fulfilled. It's okay not to walk on the edge, and it's okay to live in comfort and to joy. And it's okay to be taken care of. It is, and so it is.
So I'm going to take this moment for a shameless plug that Monday, 7 p.m., the choir is back on. So all that enthusiasm and all those woohoos I just heard are all the same people I want to see on Monday night. Because we have one rehearsal for our first performance, which is next Sunday, and I want all of you there. So can I get an amen on that? I'm putting it out there in the universe that we are going to have a fantastic rehearsal Monday and an even more fantastic service next Sunday.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, yeah, I'm excited to be up here, and I'm happy to be up here with Patricia and David and my daughter, Gianna. Thank you. We're singing a very special song. It reminds us to stand firm on your beliefs and on what you know to be true. In fact, I'll teach you a Native American word, Ayutash. It's from the Northeast Native American tribes, Algonquian language, I believe, and it means stand firm and fight. When you've done all you can and it seems like you can't get enough. And what do you say when your friends turn away and you're all alone, all alone? Tell me, what do you get when you've given your all and it seems like you can't make it through. Well, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand and watch God see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, that's when you stand. Tell me, how do you handle the guilt of your past? Tell me, how do you deal with your shame? And how can you smile when your heart has been broken and filled with pain? Tell me, what do you give when you've given your all and it seems like you can't make it through? Child, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand and watch God see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, that's when you stand and endure. Be not entangled in the bondage again. You just stand and be sure God has a purpose. Yes, God has a plan. Tell me, what do you do when you've done all you can and it seems like you can't make it through? Child, you just stand. You just stand. You just stand. Don't you dare give up. Stand. Don't you pause. No, don't you win. Don't give up. And don't give in. Stand through the storm. Stand through the pain. Stand through the hurt. You bow, don't you bend, don't give in, hold on. God will step in, it won't be long. Don't give up, and just be strong. After you've done all you can, after you've done all you can, after you've done all that 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 you can. Yes, after you've done all you can, after you've done all you can, after you've done all that you can, that's when you stand. Oh. Thank you.
Wow. Hallelujah. That's Miss Gina Wesley, everybody. Gina, that was beautiful. Just beautiful. Thank you. So I'm now trying to think of what I want at my retirement party. I want that song by you. All right. Doris, Phil, Trisha, Val, Piper, Melissa, Karen, Ken, Nilda, Lynn, Sterling, Sheila, we are so glad you're here. This is a great day at CSA because it's the beginning. It's the beginning of something very new here at CSA. And that today is the day that we are, the first day of our candidating series. And that means that we are bringing in people who say, you know what, I'd like to be the next senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Awareness. We're fortunate that today we're seeing somebody who's been part of this community for a long time. And so she's familiar to us, and I'm just so grateful she's here. Please join me in welcoming Rev Davine Young.
Thank you. I got to step away because I've got to remind myself I have this lovely little mic on. So I'm going to push this out of the way so I don't get myself confused. Sometimes it doesn't take much to get confused, especially when you're just still in the music of just stand. Let's just take that in for a minute, not just rush right past it. Let's just be in that. Was that powerful? Was that powerful? Oh, and at a time where we are in change, and we're always in some form of change, to remember to just stand in it. Just stand. So my talk title is from an old Bob Dylan song. Some of you might know that song. These times, they are a-changin'. And I thought that was really appropriate because there are changes going on in this community. And I was blessed a few weeks ago to go to the annual CSL conference. The annual theme is Embracing the Now. And right now, in this very moment, that's all we can embrace, the now, what is present for us right this moment. Because anything else is just anything else. And so many of us right now are focused on wanting to go back to what we call the normal. Well, first of all, we know in our teaching we're always evolving. Yes? I mean, that is the ultimate, that we be evolving. So to go backwards, I'm not sure that's exactly the direction we want to go. And the new normal, or to go to the normal, I always ponder that word. What does that mean, normal? I've never fit into a box that was considered normal, so it startles me a little. When I hear the word normal, it's like, I don't feel like I could fit in that, so it makes me a little concerned. So I know that some of us want to go into what's normal, and okay, you be with that, that's fine. Just sit with that, and if it serves you for right now, that's okay, and maybe you'll have different thoughts. But what I want to speak a little bit about is the first speaker that we had at conference was an amazing woman who is a practitioner. She is newly becoming a minister. She hasn't done her panels yet. Her name is Rachel Akiri, and she is a CEO of her own company. She works with companies like HBO, PayPal, American Express, a couple of companies that we know. And what she does is she works with branding. And she spoke about the fact that many companies, big companies like Blockbuster Video, some of us know that, and Kodak had a plan, a business plan. And they ran with that for years, and it was really good, and it was really, really successful. And they had this mindset that said, we don't need to do any more. We're good. And changes occur. You know, there's folks in the background working on a new plan, the next new invention, the next new concept. And these companies were not thinking about that. They were just kind of caught into we got this and this will last forever. And as they were stuck in their model and not opening up to a visionary perspective of what's new and next, there were other companies like Netflix that showed up on the scene, and gradually we saw Blockbuster Video go out of business. Did we ever honestly think that would happen? No. That was a family staple. So the fact that that actually occurred was a little startling to that company. They not only went out of business, they went through bankruptcy. The same thing happened with Kodak. We got this great concept and we don't need to think about anything new. Well, I use this example because oftentimes we want to stay with what's comfortable, what's known. It's a natural tendency, nothing wrong with it, except then we're in that stagnant place. You can't grow and aspire by doing nothing. We use the expression treat and move your feet. It means do your treatments and also take some form of an action. And so then the spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living, Reverend Dr. David Young, I'm sorry, I said David, Reverend Dr. Edward, please forgive me, Edward, Young. I was thinking of his sidekick, Reverend Dr. David Bruner, so I got confused there for a minute. He got up to speak, and what was amazing is because he was embracing the now, he was reminding us that every 10 years, the Centers for Spiritual Living set an intention and work towards it and look to see where they've come. How have they progressed in that 10-year slot? And now we're at another 10-year slot of where are we progressing? And so he spoke about the fact that this teaching that Ernest Holmes started in 1926, almost 100 years ago. Just sit with that for a minute. That was almost 100 years ago. Do you think that perhaps the idea of changing just a little bit in the languaging, just a little tiny bit, would be of benefit? For instance, we want to use some contemporary languaging so that people are not offended and cringing when they hear something they just can't relate to. And even though the teaching is great, some of the wording is just not so much. And there's a phrase that many of what I call the old-timers, no disrespect to those, there were two separate forms of organization. There was International, RSI International, that was International Religious Science Group, and then United Church of Religious Science. And they tried numerous times to blend and not blend. And they were the same teaching, but they had different ways of governing things. And so they kept banging heads on how to merge, and that was part of a 10-year goal. And so that's been in effect, and that's been great. A lot of the, at least in my experience, chatting with folks that were more from the old guard, if you will, liked to use an expression. Now, brace yourself because it might irritate you a little bit. It irritates me a little bit. The expression is this: what's in your consciousness that brought that about? You got a diagnosis that's frightening, that's scary. You got a life condition that's come up for you that you're trying to figure out how to cope with. And someone wants to say to you, what's in your consciousness that you brought that on? I want you to just sit with that and feel what that feels like. It's kind of giving me the kind of creepies. What does that feel like for you when you hear that? Do you feel supported? You feel encouraged? Feel a little bit shamed? Just maybe a wee tiny? That was the language. And there are some folks that still say that. And that's when you want to say to yourself, I need to go to a practitioner immediately, if not sooner, so I can get the love and the support that I need in this moment of time. Because that's what practitioners here at CSA do, is they hold the space for you. until you are able to hold it for yourself. I mean, you already have it within you. You just need a little extra support. So you don't want to hear things like what's in your consciousness. If you were able to already do that, you would already do that. So I'm thinking about the fact that one of the core values that Reverend Dr. George has just read was, you are whole, perfect, and complete right where you are. Nothing needs to change. Now, you may have a few behaviors or attitudes or things that get in the way a little bit that you might want to tweak or alter a little, but that's your choice, because right where you are is perfect and complete. So we don't need to go down that road. And I was grateful when he was talking about making some subtle changes, not in the teaching, but in how it's delivered, so that people could be more open and more receptive to leaning in. Being curious. What's next? We're all evolving at our own pace. What's next? So I want to offer up this little quote I found interesting. Spiritual evolution is part of every soul's destiny on earth. And each soul grows and evolves at a different rate. You are right where you need to be. Okay, let me say it again. Spiritual evolution is part of every soul's destiny on earth. And each soul grows and evolves at a different rate. You are right where you need to be. And that is by James Van Praugh. And I say that because we are all moving at our own pace. You know, you've got a lot of change going on in the community. It's natural for people to retire. It's a normal process. And yet and still, I'm certain when you receive the news, some of you are still doing this. La, la, la. You know, because you don't want to hear that news. But you heard the news that your beloved Reverend is retiring. And some of you, which is natural, went to, oh my gosh, now what's going to happen? If you didn't think that, I'd be a little concerned. You know, I mean, she built this and has held this in love, and you've all as a community held this container of love for years. Some of you have been here for years, okay? Some of you are new, but you came here, thank you, you came here because you felt that love. And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen if she goes away? And this is why I was bringing up these different companies that became extinct, because there was no vision to move forward. Well, we're setting the vision to move forward, but it requires an expression that was used at the conference a lot was a bigger tent, meaning a bigger container in consciousness, okay? And you are the tent. You are the container, each one of you. Whether you're in this physical form or virtual, you're part of this community that has been built here in love, in kindness, in gratitude, in compassion. And so you've been taught. It is time for you all collectively to take that rein, grab on, and move on with it. So all the work that has already been done just continues to evolve. So I'm inviting each and every one of you to feel what you feel, honor what you feel. That's important, honor it. And the little scary parts that are like, am I gonna still come here when she's gone? You know, it's how it works. So what you can do is collectively keep the work going. Keep the work going. You're the glue. This community is the glue that has held this together. You've held it together through many times, okay? Many times. You will continue to hold it together. And I know that if you don't hold it together, you're going to hear Reverend Georgia in your head saying something. Like, I did all this work with y'all and you're not doing your part to keep it going. So don't do that. And I say that to you because it will be a comfort to you as things are continuing, that you get a chance to tap in and say, well, now, what's my piece to do in this? What's my piece to get on board with for the continuum? Lean in with curiosity of a child. What's next? What's been working fantastically that we want to keep? What's something we're ready to kind of maybe reconsider a little bit? But you're all doing it together. You see, that's what community means. So instead of thinking about how this isn't going to be the same, nothing ever is, to what's next. And I like to bring this point up because I had people ask me if I would candidate. And I was very honored and flattered. I was very humbled by it. And they said, no, seriously. And I took that to prayer. I mean, I really had to take that to prayer because that was big. I mean, first of all, the thought that any one of us could step into Reverend Dr. George's shoes is a delusional concept. It's delusional. Forget about it. It's not happening, but why would it? We don't step into someone else's shoes. We step up into our own, put our shoulders back, and let our light shine. We let our light shine. Okay? That's what we do. And so for me, regardless of how any of this pans out for me personally, I'm holding this container for this community that I love and adore as a container of love moving forward. Okay? And I want you all to stay with that. I want you to stay with that. And even though you have little pieces of you that are starting to feel a little bit, whatever you're feeling, breathe. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Do your spiritual work. Do your spiritual work. Do your prayers. Do your treatments for the greatest and highest good for this community. Okay? Let go of that little part of you. That's just a little tiny part of you that's afraid to move forward. And if you need, desire, wish, want, support, you have amazing support in this community. They're called staff ministers and practitioners. Oh, and by the way, in case you weren't aware, staff ministers are always practitioners first. Okay, we're always practitioners first. So we are here to be with you and support you. And so I want to share this quote that I'm called to. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so that you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. Now just let me say that again, because it's pretty powerful, because that's what's going to need to happen in order for you to step in with curiosity, is to remember that maybe the journey isn't about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming all that you thought you were supposed to be about, so that you could lean into who you really are and be about that. Okay? Pretty powerful, yes? Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to ask for your indulgence. And one thing you know, if you've already interacted with me before, is I often ask for indulgence. If you don't know, then I'll allow you to know that I sometimes ask for indulgence. Because I have an artistic nature, so sometimes I need to zig and zag a little differently. This is a reading, and it's a little long, but I found it really powerful, and I think it ties in perfectly with what's going on right now. Me. Hey, God. God. Hello. Me. I'm falling apart. Can you put me back together? God. I'd rather not. Me. Why? God. Because you aren't a puzzle. Me. What about all those pieces of my life that are falling down to the ground? God. Let them stay there for a while. They fell for a reason. Take some time. Decide if you need any of those pieces back. Me. You don't understand. I'm breaking down. God. No, you don't understand. You are breaking through. What are you feeling? Those are just growing pains. You are shedding the things and the people in your life that are holding you back. Relax. Take some deep breaths and allow those things that you don't need anymore just to fall off you. Quit holding on to the pieces that you don't fit with anymore. Let them go. Let them go. Me. Well, once I start doing that, what's going to be left of me? God. Only the very best pieces of you. Me. I'm scared of changing. Check that. I'm scared of changing. God, I keep telling you, you aren't changing. You're becoming. Me. Becoming who? God. Becoming who I created you to be. A person of light and love, of charity and hope, courage, joy, grace, and compassion. I made you for more than the shallow pieces you've decided to adorn yourself to cling to with greed and fear. Let those things fall off of you. I love you. Don't change. Become. 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 Become who I made you to be. I'm going to keep telling you this until you remember it, just like the practitioners will keep doing until you remember it. Me. Oh, there goes another piece. God. Yep, let it be. Me. So I'm not broken? God. Of course not. But you are breaking like the dawn. It's a new day. Become. Okay, that's by John Rodell. Thank you. Now you know why I needed to read that to you. Because that's what's happening right now. We are having pieces fall away. No, we're not going to be gathering them, trying to stick them back on ourselves. We're letting them fall away so that what this community wants to lean into and become in its next evolution is doing just that. It's doing just that. We're not broken. We don't need fixing. We're becoming. And that's what evolution's all about, continuously becoming the next greatest part of whom we are. And again, I gently remind us, we do this individually, we do this collectively as a community. And if we stay on course with that, and trust and have faith in your search team and your board, who are doing a great amount of work to make sure this community is cared for, with much love, much intent, then it will be all right. Because you remember that times, they are a changin'. They are a changin', and we get to change with them. And so I ask you now to go in with me. Go in with me in prayer. Let us just take a moment to allow all of this to wash over us, to breathe it in, to breathe in the parts and pieces that wanted to be released that we finally said yes to emerge into that greater expansiveness of whom we are. We are individualized expressions of God, Mother, Father, God, Source Energy, Spirit, whatever you choose to call it, sons and daughters of, here to be the best version of ourselves, knowing that in every moment we are the very best version of ourselves until a piece falls off and we keep on moving. And so I invite you just to remember and to know that everything is all right. And it may not appear to be in a way that you're safe or comfortable with, but if you allow yourself the love, the safety comes. If you allow yourself the love, the support and nurturing comes. If you allow yourself the love, all things are possible. And when two or more are gathered, so much great work can be done. So letting go of all the pieces that really want to drop aside, letting go of all the little parts that feel doubtful, frightened, scary, let them go. They're parts of you, but they are not the biggest part of you. Knowing that the biggest part of you rises up, as that song said, rises up and stands in the dominion of whom you are, of whose you are, so that you can take the next steps. Take the next steps in your becoming and in this community's continuous becoming. Calling this time good and very good, I give great thanks for your sharing your sacred time with me. I give great thanks knowing that as I have spoken these words, release them to the law that can only say, yes, it is done. And if any of this resonates with you, please anchor it with me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
So I understand that we ran out of evaluation tools for some of you. Just please raise your hand. The reason I left when Reverend Davine first started is because I wanted to make sure we had enough. So I went and printed some more. Just raise your hand if, good. We'll make it around to you. We're going to do the Q&A after the kids come in because that's too long for them to be in there.
For sure.
So if you will take your gift in your hand, Alfredo, Jerry, Rafe, Linda, so glad to have you on the broadcast this morning in the service. That is fabulous. If you take your gift in your hand, money is God in action.
Money is God in action.
I send it forth to bless and to prosper.
I send it forth to bless and prosper.
All who come in contact with it.
All who come in contact with it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Check, check, check. Hi. We're going to do another Donnie McClurkin tune right now. And this one is all about faith. And you know you can stand and dance and shake your head and all this, because we're telling the truth. Here's how we got here. By faith, yes we did, leaning on the Lord, trusting in the Holy Word, never failed me yet. Sing with me. Can't turn around. Can't stop this fall by faith. You know we have faith. We've come this far by faith. Oh, yes we did. We're leaning on the Lord. Lord's always there. Trusting in the Holy Word. We trust in the Holy Word, y'all. Never failed me yet. Can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. I will trust in the Lord. Oh, yes, I will. I'll trust in the Lord. Y'all know you gotta trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Until when? Until I die. You know I'm gonna trust in the Lord. Yes, you all know I trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord till I die. There's a path I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna stay on the path, stand on the path of peace, y'all. Yes, I'm gonna stand on the path of peace, 'cause I'm gonna stay on the path of peace. That's the only path till I die. Yes, CSA, we stay on the path of peace. Yes, we stay on the path of peace. We all know we stay on the path of peace until I die. And here's what I'm gonna do for everybody. I'm gonna treat everybody. I'm gonna treat everybody right. Yes, I'm gonna treat everybody right, even the ones I don't like. And I know that's hard. I know everybody right every day of my life. Till I die, till I die, till I die. Yes, you know I'll treat everybody right. Yes, I will treat everybody right. Yes, I'm gonna treat everybody right until I die. Oh, yeah. Thank you, CSA.
Will you bring the wheelbarrow over, please? Thank you. That's Miss Gina Wesley, everybody. Her daughter, Gianna. How lucky are we, huh? How lucky are we? Well, it's time for our collecting our coins for the teens. So if you have, for those of you who are new, the first Sunday of the month, we take our spare change and we put it in this wheelbarrow to help buy some pizzas for teens. Okay, so before we bring the kids out, let me just say that workshop with Reverend Davine will start at 1:30 right here in the sanctuary. We are going to have some pizzas for those of you who stay. You don't get a whole pizza, but you get a pizza slice if you're staying. If you're not staying, don't go over there and get any pizza, okay? Let me just say that. I'll be monitoring that for next week. So you stay, you eat. You don't stay, you eat at home, okay? All right? We're going to have extras of these at the workshop, so don't feel that you have to, keep it. Ami will be over there at that sign, and she will accept all of your forms, your evaluation forms. So make sure that happens. Maestro, we are ready.
I'm glad you came.
We have 4 kids.
I'm glad you came.
All right. Is she ready?
Go, Amelia. I'm glad you came. So glad you came. I'm glad you came. So glad you came. The sun goes out, the stars come out.
Okay. Kids, we have something we want you to know. We love you. We're glad you're here. And we are here for you. All right. Yes.
God is beautiful.
That is so fabulous. She did. All right. Are you speaking? Yes. I want you to just know that she just got back from a week in Mexico. Yeah. All by herself. Well, not all by herself, but without her moms. So that's pretty brave. Okay, what's up?
I spread peace wherever I go.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We learned about peace cranes today.
Great. Great. Okay. Is that it? One more. Okay.
Even if you're scared, other people can make you brave.
All right. So let me just say that if you know of families who have small children who are looking for a place for them to have positive spirituality, not scare spirituality, but positive spirituality, where somebody this size comes up and says, God is beautiful, tell them about CSA, okay? Just tell them about CSA. All right, teens.
Today in Teen Group, we celebrated Black History by learning and discussing about Bessie Coleman, who was the first African-American woman and first Native American to hold a pilot's license.
All right.
Today's quote is, "I refuse to take no for an answer." Bessie Coleman.
All right. If you will stand, we'll do the benediction. Remember that workshop is at 1:30, but we do have lunch for you here. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my heart. Life is in my mind. Life is in my affairs. I take this life out this day, and I share it with another. And so it is, so I am, and so we are. Amen.